I am a 95-year-old man now. At this age, you have a lot of time to think. I often sit quietly by the window and look outside, remembering the life I lived. Life passes much faster than we think. When I was young, I was born into a very poor family. My parents worked extremely hard just to feed us. Money was always a problem in our home. As a young boy, I made a promise to myself. One day I would work hard and make sure my parents never had to struggle again. When I turned 18, I got my first job. The job wasn't great. The pay was small and the work was difficult. But I didn't complain. Every month I gave most of my salary to my parents. Seeing them smile made me feel like my life had a purpose. As time went on, I started working even harder. Sometimes I worked 2 jobs just to support my family. While my friends were enjoying their youth, going out, falling in love, and building relationships, I was always working. Whenever someone asked me why I didn't think about marriage, I would smile and say, maybe later. I believed there would always be time for my own life. But that later never came. Years passed quickly. My friends started getting married one by one. Soon they had children and families of their own. They invited me to their weddings and family gatherings. Sometimes they asked me, "Why don't you get married too?" I always answered the same way. "I'm too busy right now." The truth was, I believed my responsibility to my family was more important than my own happiness. Whenever my parents or my brothers and sisters needed money, I was there. Whenever there was a problem, I worked harder to solve it. I never said no. I believed that one day my family would remember my sacrifices forever. But life has a strange way of changing things. Before I realized it, I was already 40 years old, then 50, then 60. My parents grew old and eventually passed away. That day was one of the hardest days of my life. I felt like a big part of my purpose in life had disappeared. My brothers and sisters slowly built their own families. They had their own children, their own responsibilities, and their own lives. And slowly, I became less important in their world. When I was young and earning money, everyone respected me. Everyone called me. Everyone needed me. But when I got older and could no longer work the way I used to, the phone stopped ringing. People stopped visiting. Sometimes days passed without anyone calling or checking on me. It was then that I realized something painful. I had spent my entire life trying to make everyone else happy, but I had forgotten to build a life for myself. I never got married. I never had children. I never built a family of my own. Now I am 95 years old, living alone in a small house. The days are quiet. Sometimes I sit by the window and watch young couples walking together, holding hands and laughing. Sometimes I see children playing with their parents, and I wonder what my life would have been like if I had made different choices. I loved my family, and I don't regret helping them, but I regret forgetting my own life. If you are young and listening to this story, remember something important. Take care of your family, love them, and support them, but don't forget to live your own life too. follow your dreams, build relationships, create your own happiness. Because one day, time will pass faster than you ever imagined, and time, once gone, never comes back.